from Coffee Roasting Guild, and Alexandru Nicolae, the roasting champion from 2016.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the introduction.
It's so nice to be here again.
Yes, always.
The whole idea with roasting coffee is to be close to guys like these. This is like a roast champion. Like the passion this guy have is like really impressed and admire from so many people when you see him going from fairs to travel around the world. So I would like to take the opportunity here to interview this guy and talk a bit about how it was and before he became a champ and a famous celebrity. So, Alexander, when did you start roasting coffee, and how did it begin?
Well, actually, starting coffee was after my first competition, which was Brewers Cup in 2014. I was the first national champion that actually competed, because there was another champion before me, but they didn't held the competition. So technically, second, first, whatever, doesn't matter. It's like, and happened here actually in 2014. The competition was in Rimini as well. So
How does it feel to be back?
yeah, it's nice. It just like last time was a bit like sun, everything, beach. You could go and swim. Today you can go and like freeze outside. But yeah, it's been a while from then.
Yeah. Do you have any like memories from that time that you would like to share? Like when like becoming a champion, like what's going on in your head when you when you got the message that like you're number one in the world roasting coffee? What's going on in your head?
Well, that was like, I was still applauding, like looking at other competitors, thinking that was like them and not me. And I was like totally lost in space till I realized that it's actually me, and I was like, whoa, unbelievable. It was like the feeling that was unreal. And it's like, it cannot be described. You have to be there, and it's like, I have goosebumps right now when I think about it. So it was like amazing, really amazing.
How has the beer like? What have you been doing the year as a champ? Like, have you got any invitations or?
Yeah, it's been actually really, really nice. After winning the championship, like a lot of people wanted to meet me, and I got to meet like a lot of friends. We as well met, and we're like together now working in the Coffee Roasting Guild in the events. So it's been a really wonderful journey after the World Championship, like amazing.
Because for me, it's like when you and Rubens over there, I invite you on stage also here.
Can we get another microphone? Is it possible?
Because this is also a really, really admirable person for the profession as a coffee roaster. Because for me, the roasting profession was like a really high profession before, and it wasn't until like these guys that really bloomed out and could see how roasting was more like describing flavors to people. So, same question to you, Rubens. Is like, when you become a champ, what do you think you have been able to give back to the coffee industry as like for the roasting profession?
For the roasting profession. So, first of all, since I'm Italian, people would not expect an Italian roaster in the specialty coffee market to win. So that helped people, also roasters around the world, to say, hey, maybe also Italians can roast light, basically. That was the first help of winning a competition like this. For the roasters, maybe someone, well, I have how do you say, a philosophy on roasting, which is omni roast. Some might agree, some not. But maybe since I've been following this philosophy since my very beginning, maybe someone understood that it can be done it, because I do it. So, yeah, for the roasting community, I believe Also, what I've been doing in the origin in Uganda maybe helped or inspired someone to do the same, to help an unknown farmer to get out from the sea market, basically. Yeah.
No, because I can remember I was judging you in the Italian Championship quite a long time ago, but it's been so nice to following your steps in your career, to see how like you're going from the passion with coffee and also like helping others to get interested and develop their skills within coffee. Because at this fair, like a long time ago, was like not so many like coffee companies or like specialty coffees at the exhibition. So do you think this kind of competition helps like in your country to create an interest in roasting?
Yes. I believe also through being successful. So I competed 4 times in Italy each year and I won. So maybe I created the competition so other roasters getting inside the competition because they saw my being successful. Say, oh, I want to compete and win because Rubens get good results. So they got involved in the competition. So that's why one of the reasons can be that many roasters. So the first year, I believe we were in 6 or 7. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Right now, all the stages, so all the regionals, I believe more than 20.
Oh my God.
So yeah, growing as new roasters, specialty coffee roasters in Italy. It's a market that is growing. Not as maybe not as fast as other countries, I would say, because Italian culture still slow-moving people, basically, from the tradition. You know, it's like
you like the slow food culture.
yeah, because tradition in Italy is one of the things that may help or may not help when you want to go different, do things different.
Yeah. I asked Alexandru, like, do you have any memories from your year as a champ? Like, because soon you will not be champ anymore.
Yes.
So, do you have any like memory this last year, like before it's ending, that you want to share? Like,
Yeah. First of all, I'd like to say that we will be champion forever. First of all,
definitely.
like winning the world soccer. World. Every
Exactly,
player
we're-
is world champion forever.
Yeah,
So
exactly. We're
It's
still
like
in
a new one,
We're
but
still world champions.
we're still world champions.
We're gonna have a new colleague soon.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
okay.
But
Probably-
memories, well, first of all, the bigger emotional moment was when they say your name as a winner. So that's still the biggest moment. And then I remember the first 3 months after winning, I didn't have a helper, I mean, an employee helping me doing things. So it was very, very stressful moment because a lot of orders came in. So 3 months was like very difficult because I was not ready to get everything, you know, all the orders, stuff like that. So I enjoyed the first month. Then the 2 months after, it was very hard. But then I hired someone, and then now it was very good here. And luckily, it thanks to Dubai not being able to get the competition, I lasted more, like 1 year and 1 month.
Nice. So he was talking about like gaining a lot of business about being a champ. How's your business going after you become a champ?
Basically, it was like really, I believe Odun, like the coffee roasting champion from 2015, was like, I think all of us were not like expecting and being prepared for like being a world champion. Me, I hadn't got any roastery when I won, so I was like a world champion, but everybody was like, yeah, can I have your coffee? It's like, yeah, I can roast on a walk or something like this maybe and ship it, because I didn't have any roaster, you know? And I was speaking with Kati. She was like, if you win, you know you're not going to have any roaster. And I said, yeah, but I don't know if I'm going to win. I didn't have like a lot of expectations. I went there and I said, I'm going to do my best. That's it. Nothing more. Be relaxed. And yeah, you said as well that you're not prepared because you're like alone. Odun was quite alone as well after winning the championship. So all of us were like kind of like not prepared for the stage, but we embraced it like a lot. It's super good.
So a lot of people here preparing for like competing, how would you like to encourage more people to get into coffee roasting? Like, what would you like to say to them to compete or like engaging with the community as a roaster?
Well, you discover, you get better roaster, basically. You discover more technique, you hire your knowledge of, and also I think it's growing yourself. And if you have a company, like you are owner of the company, getting into the competition can make you successful. It can help your business as well. So it's like growing personally and growing also with your job, which I think it's a part of the competition. The award helps you for that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's totally agreeable, but I encourage everyone to compete, regarding if they don't know anything or they. When I first started competing, I started competing after like 6 months, like not in Brewers Cup, not in roasting, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna compete. Why not? It's like it's gonna help me get better, and this is what like pushed me to win the world champion, to be like the world champion. It's like forcing you to get more knowledge, and it's like really valuable. And then of course you always learn. As like a world champion, you're like, I'm still learning.
Yeah, it's a good.
Yeah.
The roasting profession is so many different things to take in consideration. Like, what's your like favorite part of the roasting process, and what you like the most about roasting?
Choosing the green, which it is not really this competition, but roasting is like what I like the most this competition is sample roasting, because in my opinion is the most crucial part of this competition, because it's the first time you get in touch with and able to cup your coffees. And if you mess up with sample roasting, you don't taste correctly the coffee, then you mess up the rest of the competition. So it's sample roasting, and that was one of the things I believe that made me champion, because one day before starting competition, I went in China. We were in Guangzhou in China, in a roastery where they were using the sample roasting machine that I used in the competition. And I trained on that, and I believe that was one of the key factors for becoming a champion.
Okay.
So sample roasting.
And you?
I like sample roasting as well, but mostly I think that it's like everything is like you have to give 100%. If green grading, sample roasting, but also like I think that people neglect a bit the dummy coffee, like the practice coffee, because based on that you like develop your roast profiles, let's say like temperature and weight, color, and so on. And it's like, it's really important. Like if you mess that up, it's gonna be really difficult to like kind of get the coffee, the color, let's say. Because if I finished in 6 minutes and I wanted to finish in 9 minutes, it's gonna be totally different as color. Different intensities, everything is gonna be different. And then you're gonna lose points. Losing points can cost you. You may have the best coffee on the table, but if you lose on the other sides, like, the creating of the profile, you maybe lose the championship because of that.
Okay.
So I think it's really important.
Nice.
One of the other things that it's very important, I always say we are pilot of Formula One. So Formula One is the car, so it's the machine. We are pilot. If we don't know very well the machine, we are not going to win. So in my last year, Ginsen competition machine had a different probe, like a new one. So I saw from some roasters, they were expecting the first crack like a 186. That was the year before when you won. First crack was 186 degrees. But when I competed, it was 196 because of the new probe. So luckily, I trained on the new machine before coming to it, and knowing the car helps you to become the world champion.
Totally agree on that one. What kind of trends can you see? Like, you're talking about probes here. Some people are talking about development time, rate of rise, airflow. what do you think about the trends in roasting? What are people focusing on nowadays? Before it was like, yeah, time and temperature and color. And now we're getting more and more into details about analyzing the acceleration of the heat transfer and so on.
I don't really know the trend, like other roasters, what they are doing. So I know what I'm doing, but I don't know. Well, I can see that
But what are you doing? Like, what are you focusing on and improving with your roasting?
I'm not focusing on the percentage of development time, like percentage. No, I don't take a look at that. Yeah.
No.
I take a look at the time before, after first crack. The time I spent inside the roaster, not the percent. Yeah,
Okay.
that's me.
And you?
Yeah, for me as well. Like I never was into like a certain amount of percentages.
Yeah, so we can
I
see
think
a
like
trend
from-
here.
Yeah,
From
yeah,
start to
yeah.
end, it's like the whole thing
Yeah.
that matters. It's not just the end part, because then we could have like whatever, and then first crack. Oh, now it's important. But the whole thing is like really important and critical.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you like have an? Are you sharing your like roast profiles, or are you closed? Like, are you secret or?
I'm not secretly like. I helped a few guys as well on. I also shared my profile on Ikawa as well. The guys asked me to develop one, and I said, yeah, sure, why not? I'm not like. It's our job, to be like, as a role model, like for the whole specialty coffee industry. It's like we need to help the industry. That's why I like keep on roasting light, and sometimes people say that I'm too light, but I don't care. It's like my recipe. It's like I'm not gonna change.
Yeah.
It's just me.
I keep some secrets. I'm honest. Like sometimes I help people saying small things here and there, but some secrets I hold within myself.
Okay. So we have 2019 now. What will happen with the Rubens in 2019?
2019, opening a new coffee shop in Italy. Probably the 30-kilo machine, and maybe a new building. I bought a building, a new roastery, but it's small already, so maybe those are the things. And a project in Yemen. That's
No. Okay. And you, Alex?
I don't know exactly what's gonna happen this year. It's always a surprise, But definitely, I will kind of need a bigger roster as well, for sure. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Time will tell.
So, do you have any final words for the competitors here back?
Yeah, be relaxed, have fun, and enjoy your time on stage. I was like, when I was competing, I was always like speaking with the volunteers, like, "What's up? How are you? How are you doing?" They were like always like, "You're not stressed." No, why should we? It's like, anyway, I have just one chance. It's like if I lose or win, it's like, hopefully we learn something about it. That's the most important thing for me.
I would say focus on the machine. If you screw up with the planning, with the plan, I heard one competitor screw up for that reason of first crack, not listening to correctly. Don't follow the plan, follow what you want to achieve in the machine. And if you don't do, don't make an excuse of yourself. Oh, was not the machine working? Stuff like that, because that's not gonna happen. I roasted on a machine that was not working, so I changed the machine at the last time. So it doesn't prevent you. I believe all the machines are the same. So focus on what you want to achieve, regardless of the plan. Because the plan is if you lose like the end temperature, you lose a few points. But you will get those points in the cupping. That's most important. That's the suggestion.
Okay.
That's
Well,
it.
thank you so much for being on
pleasure.
stage with me. It's an honor. It's. Can someone take a picture? It's. I'd really like to be among celebrities. It's.
Kathy will help us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.